Sunday morning, and as you can see behind me, I've got all the trusses up in place. We have sheeted the outside of the most outer truss on both ends, and in today's video you're going to see me cut in the lookouts, which are the boards that overhang the sides. So let's get started.
So I didn't get any footage of installing the rest of these lookouts. I was training my dad how to fly my drone, and he forgot to press the record button. So this last little bit here is all we got on film, unfortunately, but it gives you an idea of what the lookouts look like and how they're attached. And safety first, I'm walking up.
Today after work, getting ready to put the plywood up on top of the roof. I'm going to use my tractor and the pallet forks and see how that goes. I think it should work okay. The tractor's a little short, so we'll see if it has the reach that I think it does. You can see behind me I got a bunch of these ladders set up. We just finished putting up the trim around the entire roof. The plywood for the roof actually sits on top of that trim, which is why you put it up first. Yeah, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it goes well. One sheet, the first sheet, and that's proving to be a little more challenging than I thought it would be. I'm gonna have to figure out some way to put these lengthwise on the pallet forks so that they're sticking up in the air this way, and I can kind of use not be so close to the tractor and actually set them so the edges are sitting on top of the edge of the roof. Yeah. So I'm going to flip these as I set them on the boards this time so that the rough side will be up. I don't know if you can see the nailing pattern on here, but so these go lengthways across the roof, and these vertical lines are the lines that should line up with the trusses, so you don't have to snap lines. You just know where they're at and you can nail them off. Okay, so that's 4. We're going to spin you guys around and see how this goes. Boards I put on the pallet, or on the pallet forks, are not touching the piece of trim on the front of the garage, but the plywood is sitting over the edge. So I think I should just be able to drag them right up and set them up there. I think this should work a lot better. pretty tough. Pretty tough. Four. So you can see how these weren't touching. The plywood was sitting up here. Something to note. So this is OSB, oriented strand board. And the OSB goes on the major portion of the roof. The area you would see from the inside if you didn't put sheetrock or anything on the ceiling. I'm going to sheetrock the ceiling so you won't see it, but on a lot of garages it's not sheetrocked. The stuff you saw me take off earlier, that's a CDX. Now, don't ask me what that stands for, I don't know. If somebody knows, leave a comment. Let me know what it stands for. The CDX goes in this area here, this overhang, from the center of the bird blocks down to the front edge of the fascia. And that's so when you look up from underneath, you see nice flat plywood. You don't see this OSB, which is basically a bunch of chips glued together. I am going to box in my soffits, which is the underneath side of the overhang, so you won't see it anyway. So I'm not really sure why I paid for the CDX, because it is more expensive. Not much more expensive, but a little bit. But I did, so we'll just install it that way and call it good.
So what you're watching me do right now is install a few duplex nails right along the top of the bird blocks. And that's so I can slide the plywood down and it will land nice and level on the nailing line and we'll be good to go.
So as you can see behind me, we have all the sheeting way over here. Sheeting and stacks here, and then stacks over here, and some right here. And we put all those up there with the tractor. Now we're getting ready to actually put all that sheeting in place and get it nailed off. That's what this next video will be about, is getting that sheeting put on there. You might be able to see if you look kind of through the rafters. Actually, we've actually already sheeted the other side, but I didn't make any videos of that, so I'm going to film this side and hopefully it goes as well as the other side did.
So I slowed this down to 25% of its normal speed. And I did this to point out where my drone gets flown into a tree. So my very, very expensive drone becomes a hedge trimmer, which made me pretty irritated. I was not the one flying. I was up on the roof working, and you can see all of a sudden here when my dad's face starts getting pretty nervous because this thing's throwing leaves and branches at him. We were able to land the drone with no significant damage, but it still made me pretty nervous.